Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody had a great Friday. Uh, I know in our Discord, uh, pretty much everybody was trading well today and ended up green, which is good for a Friday. Um, I did really well today. The beginning of the week was really rough. I made quite a few mistakes, unforced errors, definitely on my part, and ended up blowing another funded account, which got me pretty upset at myself. It's going to take the rest of the week off and probably part of next week as well. It was Wednesday when I blew the account. Um, was pretty much going to take a week off from trading, but then I quickly realized I don't mind taking time off from trading, but not when I screw up. Because when something's not working that I know should be working, if I were to try to take a week off, it would just eat at me all week long as to why what happened. So I took Thursday and reviewed uh, everything. Strategy, even though I know my strategy is good. Um, I reviewed it. I reviewed the trades. I reviewed my emotions through the first part of the week and found a couple of small little things. I was not paying attention to my highest time frame, which was the 4 hour. Um, I was kind of getting more tunnel vision on the 1 minute. Um, using, letting quarterly theory run my thought process a little bit more than I should have. Uh, I was trading each uh, micro open, um, micro session open, which is these small quarters here, and these are only, 20-minute, less than 20-minute sessions. Um, and we just, getting caught up in the 1 minute chart too much. Where I know I need to be waiting for 4 hour or 1 hour levels on my 15-minute chart to trade from. So, and getting frustrated at my losses and just not backing off from the charts and reassessing what the market's doing before entering another trade. So, uh, catching those problems, I still had a funded account with Apex. It's a small 25K account that I haven't traded yet. Um, and I still have my combines at Top Step and Apex to trade with. So I did come back into the market this morning uh, after doing the review of the first 3 days of the week and traded really well. Uh, I'll show you the numbers here in a minute. But what I saw when I came into the market today, because I did not trade yesterday on Thursday, so I did not see this move here. I knew we had done this. Uh, so when I opened the charts this morning and I saw this, I was like, okay, this could be a really good trading day. because this is the 4 hour chart and we just made a severe reversal uh, all the way back up to where we flushed from, and actually ended up taking liquidity uh, from this high. Uh, so when I came into the market, uh, it was in this candle, late in this candle, uh, and I actually was able to take a little bit of a long when we broke here. It was a quick trade, um, and then seeing it reverse from there, which again was liquidating this high here, and then we started pulling down. Once we got below this up candle here, I was pretty well sure we were coming down into this 4 hour fair value gap, internal liquidity, to grab liquidity from there to move back up, because we have a bearish fair value gap here that was inverted on the way up here, and this bullish fair value gap actually sat, the inverted fair value gap actually sat inside uh, these two gaps here. Okay. So I was definitely looking for a retest to bounce and go higher. Uh, we more or less just ranged on the day, pushed down from 6 to 10, and then pushed back up through the rest of the day and ended up at the highs pretty much. But my trading started once we broke below this candle here, uh, knowing that this was the draw on liquidity. I was taking shorts down through the second half of this candle, and then I started taking longs mid morning to around 11, 12 o'clock when I stopped trading. Uh, so watching that, um, knowing that, you know, in that candle we were going to come down and break the London low, uh, made for a really good trade. And it was pretty much right here uh, when we had this push up that didn't break into the fair value gap, and then we started moving down. I got short here and took it down pretty close to the bottom. Uh, and then we pushed up, and that is when I marked out this fib here to this high and took a trade at when it came back to the 6-2. Because once we came down, broke the London low, we consolidated a bit, uh, tried to push up, came back into range, made a relative equal low here, uh, and then started pushing back up. Once we broke this candle, now we've taken liquidity. There should be some sellers in here because that was a big rejection wick there. But with the displacement of this 15-minute candle, I was looking for that pullback to go higher. And that's what I did. So I caught this long here, which was a very good couple of trades on the 1 minute chart. Um, and then once we broke this structure and had that rejection wick back below the bodies, um, I looked for a spot to go short, and I did catch a little bit of this short here, and then I was done for the day. I did not catch this nice move here, which would have been very easy to catch if I had put a fib up from that push up to this high before it started pulling back. because that was another 6-2 fib entry with a little bit of drawdown before taking off and hitting the full profit on this trade, and a little extra if I had held on. But I did not take this trade, and I'll show you why. Had a really nice day. It just didn't feel like giving any of it back. I am back to using TradeZella so that I can journal each one of the Apex accounts individually when I trade them individually. Um, so if we just go for the full day, show all accounts, um, that was a really good day. Okay. Uh, the majority of this was actually uh, in the 300K combine, where I made uh, almost 13,000 of this just in that 300K combine. I did get, uh, I did trade the 25K funded account, made $1,200 on that, which was nice. Uh, More than I expect to make in a day on that small of an account. But again, where I was entering trades was perfect. They all worked out. I was able to add to those trades as they worked in my favor. Um, None of my trades today were very long trades, uh, but they weren't, just a couple minute scalps either. There was one or two quick scalps in there, uh, but you know, 60% win rate on the 25K today. Uh, I took a couple of losses that were shouldn't have been that big. 263 there, 363 there. I should have cut those a little bit faster, and it would have been even better of a day. But I'm pretty happy with that. And then in the 300K combine, uh, I traded that one beautifully. 80% win rate. Uh, Risk reward could have been a little bit better on that. Uh, but that also was because I let one get away from me a little bit here for a $2,200 loss, which pretty much took all the profits and then a little bit more from the very first trade I took. But then after that, I, I flipped my bias and then caught 8,000, 4,000, and then 625 to end this day, 5 trades, almost $13,000. So uh, that's when I knew I was doing uh, pretty darn good. Uh, the funded account, I made most of my money in the pre-market. And then after trading the combines, I went back in, caught a couple of small little trades for about $300 to $400 more. Um, but that's that. That's 201. 1,300 in this 250K combine. Uh, didn't make as much on the 250K combines that I would have liked to. Um, I took the first trade, realized I was in the micros, and I don't trade the micros in the 250K because I have $6,500 of drawdown. So I trade the minis. So I quickly exited that trade when I realized I was trading micros, and went to the minis, got back in the trade, uh, took it to my target profit. Did not get a chance to add because that's where I was going to add is where I realized I was in micros. So when I jumped out of there, I just re-entered at the place where I would have added to the trade. Um, and this could have been a little bit better of a day in this account, but I'm okay with that. It's a green day. I'm not going to argue with it. I mean, obviously, I only took 2 trades, 100% win rate. Uh, you know, it's showing zero risk. Uh, so I'm not real sure about that, but, and then if we go to 202, which is another 250K account, I made 2,100 on that account, and that was on 8 trades. I let this one get away from me for 750. This one got a little bit away from me. These two I should have cut a little bit sooner. I'd have a few extra $100 in this account. Uh, again, I was copy trading on the first trade of the day, um, and I was in micros again. So again, I quickly got out of that trade. I shut the trade copier off and started trading everything individually. Um, again, let that one get away from me. This is more of the kind of losses I want to be taking. You know, 300 and below is really where I want to keep my losses. So I did let a couple get away from me today in this account. I have to be a little bit better about that. Uh, but ended the day with a really nice trade of 25.20, uh, which, after all is said and done, uh, got my losses back and uh, made some profit. It was down about $400 when I entered that last trade, and that one got me into a decent profit. So I called it a day on that one as well. So all in all, a great day. I mean, I don't, I, I'm never looking to make, you know, 17.5 in a day. It's not, this was a better day than normal. So pretty happy with it. But, and again, the beginning of the week, it's just the process we have to go through. Uh, I mean, I am no master trader by any means. I'm only in my third year of trading. Uh, and I see people get so upset when they blow a combine or blow a funded account, uh, or just do some stupid trading and just get really upset with themselves. And I did the same thing before. Uh, you know, I've gotten that frustrated with myself as well. But I think over the last few months, the reason why I'm doing so well, uh, is just that, you know, it doesn't bother me anymore. Even blowing funded accounts, it's frustrating when it happens, but it takes me very, very little time just to get over it and go, you know what? And it's just a few $100. Uh, it's no big deal. Go back, review it, learn from it, and move on and try to be better in the next funded account that I have. Um, Passing the evaluations, uh, at this point, has just become, it feels almost too easy. Uh, it feels like I can just pass the evaluations whenever I want to. Um, and I don't mean to belittle how hard trading is because it is hard. Um, but it's a numbers game. And I have probably 12 to 15 evaluations and combines that I'm working at the moment. So, I know that out of those 12 or 13, I'm going to pass two to three of them. Um, and then I might blow the rest of them and have to wait for the rebuild to start trading them again. But I know that out of that many combines, there's going to be a couple that get passed. because I do trade them a little bit more aggressively than I would trade a funded account. Uh, the biggest thing for me, I mean, obviously, I took a payout in the Top Step account before I blew it up. Uh, so, I'm happy with that. I did make money off of that, but I want to keep an account going for a while. And I think I am at that point where pretty soon here, one of these funded accounts that I get, I'm going to end up with a buffer in that account to where I won't have to worry about blowing it again. There will be a big enough buffer to where the numbers game is going to be in my favor. So, pretty good week uh, as far as learning experiences and getting back on the horse and doing really well on a Friday, which typically isn't one of my best trading days. Uh, so, extremely happy with my performance today. Uh, I am very happy with everyone else's in the Discord's performance today. I think at least four of us, um, the only four of us that were active in the Discord today, were all green at the end of the day, as far as I know. So good end of the week. Hope everybody has a great weekend. I will be back on Monday morning to start off next week's trading. Mondays and Fridays are not my best trading days. So Monday I'm going to be a little bit cautious unless I just get a really good setup uh, into a nice liquidity pool that I know I can trade and get confirmation on price action to get into a trade. So, um, yeah, hope everybody has a great weekend. Hopefully I will be getting a load, be getting moving, driving this weekend. It's when I can make the most money driving a truck because I'm not worried about trading. Uh, so yeah, I look forward to next week. I feel really good about where things are and how I'm trading, uh, especially after the review. And just if you can journal your trades, being able to go back when something goes bad, you blow a combine or you blow an funded account, having that information available to go back and see what happened and learn from it is really just invaluable. If you're scalping, I know it's almost impossible uh, to journal. I've I've done it too. Um, and Top Step X, the great thing is we can see our performance stats. The difference is, I mean, if you're taking, that many trades a day, it's really hard to know what your emotions were on each trade, um, how you felt, how that affected the trade. I said I did a couple of scalps today, and when I went back to put notes in, um, those little scalps, I really couldn't remember uh, anything about them. So there wasn't much to put in there. Uh, so yeah, I'll cut it off here. Uh, Hope everybody has a great weekend, gets to do something they enjoy. I am going to be looking sometime this week to find me a golf course uh, and go play a round of golf. Have not yet played a round of golf this season, and I am getting that itch, so it is time for me to go touch some grass, and I'm going to try to do that this weekend or early next week at least. So enjoy, everybody. Uh, and I'll be posting up. There is a new video from Casper that he put out a couple of days ago that I found really interesting. Uh, there's a few things he left out that I had questions on. Uh, I haven't asked just because I know the strategies well enough to where I can, pretty much figure it out on my own. But it is a really good video if anyone's looking to take a look at time-based liquidity models, which is what I trade. So I'm going to post that video up in the video section of the Discord, and I hope to see everybody on Monday making more money. Enjoy.